Good morning, friends. I wanted to show you how to use your calculator to check for the terms of a sequence as well as the sum of a series. So, got your TI-8384 calculator. So, when you do a sequence, you are generating a list of numbers. So I want you to think about that you are generating a list of numbers, because where you're going to find the buttons you need on the calculator is under list. So let's say that I'm looking at example 1 on page 410. So if I want to find the terms of the sequence that you learned how to do the other day, and I wanted to use my calculator to check, I would go to second list and I would go under ops. And if you look at number 5, you have the term SEQ, which stands for sequence. So if you just click on 5, it gives you the menu of all the things that you need to do. So you've got sequence, and the first one in example 1 is 2n plus 5. So we always are going to be using x, so you're going to just put 2x plus 5, and the variable here is x, and you want to start at the first term and you want to go up to the sixth term, and you're just going up by ones. Okay, so if you wanted to get every other term, you could go up by twos. If you wanted every third term, you could go up by threes. Okay, and then you hit here, the paste, and you just hit enter. And as you can see, it gives you the list of numbers that you need. So you can check the work. And if you check the work on page 410, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, and 17, it matches up. So you can use your calculator to check your work. All right, so why don't you try doing this, pause the video here, and you try doing the next one using that same process. So pause the video and then I'll go through with the answer. All right, so hopefully you gave that a go. And once again, we want to generate a list of numbers, so we're going to go to second list, and we're going to use the operation of sequence. So we go to that second OPS, which is operations, and we're going to go to sequence. So that's under, again, list, and so second list, operations, and SEQ right there. And it is -3 raised to the x minus 1. So use parenthesis and make sure you use that minus sign, -3 parenthesis, and we're going to use the up arrow to the x, again in parentheses, x minus 1, parenthesis. Okay? Everybody want to say hi to Lenny and Justin?
Hello.
All right, the variable again is x. You're going to start again at 1 and end at 6. So we're going to hit paste. And hopefully you check those numbers. You get 1, -3, 9, -27, 81, -243, just like the book. Okay. The next thing I want to show you is how to sum those sequences. Okay, so you want to add them all up. You want to add up that list of numbers. So again, we're working with a list of numbers. So under OPS, or operations, you see the sequence, and now we want to perform a mathematical operation, with that operation with that sequence. So we go over to math and we find sum. So we go to sum, which is number 5, and let's say we want to sum that first sequence. So now I just go back and I type in second list because I want to redo that sequence again. So I do 5, and since I've already got this information, actually, let's do the second one. I want to find the sum of all those values. So I'm going to that's already there, so I'm going to do paste, enter, and then I'm going to get the sum of that sequence, and I'm going to close the parentheses, and I'm going to hit enter. So there you go. The sum of those first 6 numbers is -182. So why don't you try doing it with that first one, and pause the video and you try to do the sum of the first sequence. I did the sum of the second sequence. So pause the video and see if you can do that. All right, so let me show you. So I'm going to show you a little trick actually so you don't have to do as much typing. If you could go through and you could do some sequence, but if you also do this, if you do second enter, it pulls up the last thing that you did. I want that long sequence one up there, so I'm going to pull up that sequence 2x plus 5x plus 1, and I want to do the sum of that. So I'm going to go all the way to the beginning here, and I'm going to insert the sum. So if you go to second insert, and then I'm going to insert that sum function. So I'm going to go to second list, go over to math, and hit sum. And now I've got the sum of the sequence, so I don't have to retype that whole thing in. All right, so that's a little trick, right? So I'll walk through that again, and then you're going to get the sum of that sequence, which is 72.